For today, we're going to be talking about motives first. What's your motive for coaching? Motives in leadership. Then we're going to be getting into the 7 key personal principles. Now, I covered these in Module 1. We looked at committed, coachable, being empathic, being aligned, enthusing, generous and reliable. And today we focus very much on being committed and coachable in more depth. I'm also going to be looking at the 5 coaching skills that we discussed in Module 1. Those were emotional intelligence, questioning, goal setting, feedback and accountability. And today we look very much at emotional intelligence, explaining what that's all about and why you need plenty of it if you're going to be a good coach. And next, your 5 pre-planning steps: the who, the why, the what, the when and the how. Now we need to get you talking about these and thinking about them for your tutorial this Friday, where we can discuss it with your coach. And we'll be going through in particular how to go about doing that today. We're also going to be looking at the art of coaching. I want to give you a snapshot into coaching as seen through the eyes of one of Britain's probably most well-known coaches. So let's get started. Now, the first thing I want to do, because for almost all of you this will be the beginning of a new journey. So I like to get started with a story, because stories create visual pictures for others, and as a leader and coach, the more you can bring anecdotes and short stories into your messages, the more your people will remember and engage. So the continuing story I'm about to share with you over the next few weeks is from a small book written by Bruce Wilkinson, and I love it because it's a modern day parable that has won many awards because it illustrates what our people and even ourselves face if we want to become the best that we can be. Now, in these tough economic times, our people are facing some real fears about their jobs, and many are lying low. They're feeling despondent. But as coaches, we need to remember that if we want to help people step up, then we have to help them find the thing that motivates and encourages them. So here we go. Not long ago, a nobody named Ordinary lived in the land of familiar. And every day was pretty much the same for Ordinary. In the mornings he got up and he went to his usual job, and after work he ate almost the same dinner every night. Then he sat in his recliner and watched the box that mesmerised most nobodies on most nights. And sometimes Best Friend came over to join Nobody, but for the most part not much happened in Familiar that hadn't happened before. Ordinary thought he was content. He found the routines reliable, he blended in with the crowd, and mostly he wanted only what he had. Until the day that Ordinary noticed a small, nagging feeling that something big was missing from his life, and the little feeling grew. And even though nobodies in Familiar didn't generally expect the unexpected, Ordinary began to wish for it. Then one morning, Ordinary woke up with these words echoing in his mind: "What you're missing, you already have." Could it be? Ordinary looked and looked, and then he discovered that in the small corner of his heart lay a big dream that told him that he, a nobody, was made to be a somebody and was destined to achieve great things. With a jolt of excitement, Ordinary decided he'd been visited by the dream giver. Now, he was too excited to keep his big dream to himself, so as soon as he saw Best Friend, he blurted out the news. Best Friend looked surprised. "That's very big," he said. "But if I were you, I wouldn't talk about this dream of yours too much. Nobody's around here might take you for a fool." Well, Ordinary didn't want to look like a fool, so he kept his big dream to himself after that. Now he felt completely stuck. Time passed and nothing changed. And then he had a surprising idea. Could it be that maybe the dream giver gave every nobody a dream, but only some embraced their dreams, and even fewer pursued them? Well, the more he thought about it, the more he thought it had to be true. "I've decided to pursue it," he said. Best Friend looked concerned. "You know as well as I do that nobodies who pursue their dreams leave Familiar," he said. "They set off like fools into the unknown in search of a place where—" "Yes, yes, I know," Ordinary broke in, "and I can't wait to get started." "But Ordinary, why leave Familiar? It's so comfortable here. And besides, you've always lived here." "I've thought about that," said Ordinary. "But this dream is too important and it's too wonderful to miss. Today, I will begin my journey." Before he left, Ordinary pulled out a notebook and wrote "My Dream Journal" on the cover, and he wrote on the first page, "The dream giver gave me a big dream before I was even born. I just finally woke up to it. My dream is what I do best and what I most love to do. How could I have missed it for so long? I will have to sacrifice and make changes to pursue my dream, but it will be worth it. And with that, Ordinary walked away humming a tune he'd never heard before. Now that's a very shortened version of chapter 1 of Bruce Wilkinson's modern-day parable entitled The Dream Giver, which became a bestseller on the New York Times and the USA Today book lists, and you can find that reference in your action guide on page 6. And so Ordinary is about to set off on his journey. Now, over the next 5 weeks, we'll uncover what obstacles he faces, what happens to him, and what he needs to do to make his dream a reality as he faces the unknown. And the coaching message in this parable, of course, is that many of our staff have dreams of becoming greater, achieving more, striving for better outcomes. And if you're an intuitive manager with coaching potential, you'll know which of your people have potential to be better and want to be better. They may have perhaps they haven't shared it with you yet. And in fact, there's a very good chance that they have professional dreams that perhaps you have no idea about. But right now, what I'm more interested in is your dream for yourself as a manager and as a leader and as a coach. And I think there's a good chance that this parable might relate to you. Maybe quite a few of people listening to this recording who want to be more, who want to be better, who want to be more inspiring, more confident, more capable managers and leaders than you already are. And so